Today's topic on Master Sprinter TV is velocity-based training, or VBT. Now, velocity-based training basically involves taking a resistance training movement, say such as a squat, and attempting to maximize the concentric movement, or the speed of that movement, kind of a maximum concentric intent or a maximum kind of explosive intent. Now, again, there's going to be a heavy weight, so there's going to be a limit to how quickly the bar is actually moving up. But the coach has a device which actually is measuring the speed of the bar movement. And let's say you have an athlete, maybe they can do 8 reps with the potential, with a theoretical weight, training to failure. And the objective there is that the coach is observing how quickly the bar is moving up on those first several reps. And let's say on the 5th or 6th rep, some predetermined velocity threshold is exceeded as far as a decline in the velocity, and the coach will inform the athlete, okay, you're done, even though there might still be another couple reps in reserve that the athlete theoretically could perform at that weight. But the idea is to focus on rate of force development, power, motor unit recruitment, and at the same time kind of reducing fatigue, reducing CNS stress, and enhancing recovery. And so there are some research studies that kind of support the concept. There's kind of some mixed results when you look at the research studies, because again, we're focusing here on sprint athletes. So in kind of the translation between this type of training versus sprint training. Now, the key concept to keep in mind is we look back at our last video where we're talking about specificity. So again, we're not advocating that athletes intentionally perform slow movements, but even a more rapid bar speed on a squat or a lunge still isn't going to compare to the limb velocities or stride frequencies or ground contact times that you see in max velocity sprinting. So the specificity is still maybe a question, but again, we do certainly there's the argument there that resistance training does kind of develop the engine for force that's applied to the track. So certainly there's at least kind of room there to consider this type of training. And again, there are some research studies that at least provide some support, but again, it's kind of mixed results. And I'll share those in the description. So again, just a reminder of the formula for power, force times velocity. So again, force is kind of the push production, whether it's being applied to the track or in the gym, and obviously velocity is how quickly a mass is moving, and in the case of a sprinter, horizontally down the track. But certainly, again, the question of specificity, in the gym you're going to have heavier weights, much slower speeds than you would have on the track. But how applicable is a gym movement, squat, lunge, or any other type of movement to max velocity sprinting? And that's the question behind the topic. So hopefully the topic was of interest. Till next video.